Welcome back to Make Share. Today I'm going to be explaining a bit of the basics for SolidWorks 2017. I'm doing this because I recently received a comment asking me to include some more detail into how the 3D modelling process works. So I figured I'd give it a shot. Okay, so now that we have our SolidWorks open, we just need to create a new file. You can do this by very simply clicking File, New. From here it comes up with either 3 different buttons. It comes up with Part, Assembly, Drawing. It comes up with a slightly different menu if you have accidentally clicked the Advanced button, but it's all the same stuff. It just shows you what it's supposed to do. So I'm just going to quickly explain the differences between all three. So Part is how you create a single object. So if I have a separate part, so a single part like this, I'll create this in a part file, which I then can drag into an assembly. An assembly is where you have all of your separate parts. So say you're creating a big build, so I've done assemblies for 3D printers, or my slider. When I was designing my slider, I created all the separate parts and all the separate elements of the one assembly, and I created all of them in separate part files, and then I could import them into the assembly and put them all together. It's just a clean way of doing it. Drawing allows you to create a 3-axis drawing of any part file that you have. You can also do that for assemblies, however it's slightly more complex. But I'm just going to explain how you do parts and maybe assemblies in a future video. For now we just want to start a new part. So that, like you just saw, I just clicked part and then OK. Make sure that the part file is grayed out, like it is here. Okay, so you'll start off in the sketch. One thing you might want to check is, for me, because I'm English, I want to make sure that I'm working in millimeters. So you click down here with the MSG GF. I think by default it does it in inches. Very simple to fix. You just click on the millimeters or whatever suits you. So millimeters is what I want to work in. So from here, you basically have 3 rows. Say you want to create a sketch. In order to do that, from a sketch you can extrude it and give it thickness. But sketches are very, very useful, because in order to create an object, you have to do it in a sketch. To do this, you have to click on the sketch button off in the top corner here. From here you can draw. Well, from here you need to click on the plane that you want to draw on. This doesn't really make a difference. It's just if you're going to 3D print it or something, it's something you want to take into consideration, because otherwise you're going to have to rotate it in the slicer, which isn't a huge thing, but it's just an extra piece of work. And if you're using a slicer such as slicer with a 3, it can be slightly tricky to rotate and all that kind of stuff. So from here you just want to choose what you want to draw. So say you wanted to do a line, just do click on the line tool, or you can use the hotkey L. Very simple. Then to draw, click wherever you want. General rule of thumb is always try and start on the center origin point, which is this red thing here. Just click on the 2 lines in the center of that, and a blue thing comes up, and then you can just click on that and you can start your sketch. Circle tool is simple, it's just that, and then to give it a certain size, I guess, you can just do, say I want this to be a 50 millimeter radius, or 100 millimeters circumference, then because this is all works in radius instead of circumference. I've made that mistake, it goes badly. Very simple, do that, and then if you want to remove a line, say you made a mistake, so I'm trying to make a Pac-Man, but I make the mouse part too small and I want to make that up here. Very simply, click on the Trim Entities tool. From that you just drag and you can remove your line, and then you can go back in and create your Pac-Man if you wanted to. So I want to make it right angle, and then again from here I can just trim and it creates that. From here, what do I want to do from here? So from here, so I've made my Pac-Man, I'm happy with that. I want to give it thickness. So at the moment, you import this into a slicer, there will be nothing there, because all you've got is a bunch of lines that don't equate for anything. So you want to give it thickness, even if it's only 1 or 2 millimeters thick. This is really simple to do. You just click on the extrude or boss extrude, and click on the area that you want to give thickness to. So say you have this eye that you want to give thickness to, then you can do that, and then to accept it, you can just click on the tick, and you've created the eye. However, that then removes this sketch. Or you can do this and give the rest of the body thickness without the eye, and if you wanted to then give the eye thickness from there, how I would do it, definitely not the best way of doing it, but it's how I find easiest. So I just go in and made that an 8mm circle, and then give it thickness. So while we're in this extrude boss feature, you can do one of two things. You can do direction 1, which means this is the plane you're working at, and then you extrude it out. Or you can do direction 2 and 1, where you go this way, so you go up and you also go down. This way you can also go both ways, so that means that you don't have a hole here, or you don't have to extrude twice. It just makes life easier. So now I have Pac-Man with an extruded eye. Looks a bit funny, but oh well. So if we go back into the sketch feature, there are some slightly more complex things that you can do. I'm just going to create a new part even. So I'm going to start sketching on the top plane, and I'm going to rotate my camera. In order to do that, I want to click on the View Origin button up at the top here. Here I want to click on the top, just because that's the plane that I'm drawing on. That way I end up with a flat plane that I'm drawing on, basically. Made more sense in my head. Say I want to create, in the same way I made this maker point, say I want to create a circle, give it thickness, and cut out these separate indents so that it's easier to hold on to. Super simple to do. You just give that a size, and then tick, and then you want to create another circle. So I want to make that 15mm. Then you do something called a circular sketch pattern. From here you select the circle that you want to draw, and then you give it a center point, so it's automatically done that for me. Then I want to give it 7 or 8 separate indents. This I believe had 13. You can find out how to do it in my video on how to make a maker coin, link in the description. So here I just do click tick, and I have all of my indents. From here I just need to click on the trim entities and start cutting out the parts that I don't want. Super simple, and that's now done. So if I give that thickness, as you can see, simple as. So from here you can say I wanted to give it a roundness. I can give it a fillet, which effectively gives the edge of an object some roundness to it, which just makes it nicer to hold and easier to hold. So what I've done here is I've selected the single edge that you want to round, or if I wanted to, I can make the entire thing round just by clicking on the main plane. However, this doesn't do these edges here. But for now, I just want to give this single edge a fillet, which is super simple to do. Just do that, and then give it the fillet radius that you want. So say 5mm, half of what I've just done. So 5mm fillet, and it's now got a smaller fillet than this edge because that's a 10mm versus 5mm. So simple. So from here you can do a chamfer. Chamfer is effectively the same thing as a fillet, however, instead of having a curve, it's just a straight line across. By the way, just for anyone wondering, how I'm moving the object without using the view orientation button. So I'm just using the arrow keys on my keyboard. Simple. So from here you can change the angle down here. So say I want to set it 30 degrees, and then I wanted to make it 5 mil. So that creates a 30 degree 5 mil out chamfer. You can do all sorts of different objects. You can do distance over distance and then offset face and all that kind of stuff. But that's all up to you. If nothing shows up to start with, because I'm fairly certain the default is no preview. To fix that, all you have to do is up here you have to click full preview and make sure that you've got the never mind. Yeah, just full preview, and then you'll have whatever you want to do. So say I wanted to do multiple edges as well, I can just click on the edge that I want to do all at once. They'll show up in this list here, and then I can click tick, and all of a sudden these have separate edges. Okay, so this is all simple stuff that I'm sure you should know by now. So there we go. We have the very simple basics of how to model within Solidworks 2017. From here you can do some really cool stuff, and I'm planning on doing some future videos within this software and teaching you guys how to do some more complex stuff, just because it seems like a few of you might not know. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please put a comment down below and click the like button right there, I think. Don't forget, you can check out my latest video up here.